Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and we got some fun stuff to talk about when it comes to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So we have concept art from the new Pokemon games being posted by Pokeshopper on Twitter, and it does give us some really nice insight as well as just other kind of views of the Pokemon that have been introduced with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, the thing about this one for me is that this is still freaky, and this is always going to be freaky. Whatever, like, Necrozma's core just, like, inserting itself into the head of Solgaleo and Lunala for the form change, that's still weird, and that's going to weird me out for a long time. But I do like this because it does give us a little bit of game animation. I think it's more like a game animation concept, as well as the details to look for as well. But also, traditionally in the past, these are anime references, because eventually this is going to make its way into the anime. And there's also a lot of history that I guess I'll cover later on in the video, like once we're done looking at all this new stuff, about how this actually interacts with other Pokemon games, and what it could mean for leaks and spoilers in the future of Pokemon. So this is actually pretty cool right here. We see Solgaleo, you know, like jumping up, flying around, and then I guess that's just a landing pose on the bottom left, so kind of showing you guys the dynamic range and movement for Solgaleo, as well as this like back sprite, so I guess that's for the battle style that you would see inside the game. Then everything else just kind of looks pretty standard from there. Now the one I'm most interested in talking about, the biggest reason why I did the video, is because we also have the new Ultra Beasts, and Blacephalon is very interesting. It's just so freaky and loopy, and when I first saw the Blacephalon reveal, I had no idea what to make of it. Like, Stakataka, that Pokemon makes a little bit of sense, but Blacephalon is one of the strangest Pokemon creations we have ever seen, and it does fit in with the very strange theme that goes around with the Ultra Beast design. But what I really like about this is that it does give a lot of expression. It pretty much gives you all the detail that you need to know about Blacephalon. We have its body type and shape, so that's its leg, I guess that's like its pelvic area, and then it's a little thin little torso, and then going into like the rest of it. Also, I think that this is pretty funny right here. Like, you know, what happens when Blacephalon presents its head to you? Because it's also a jestery, kind of very playful Ultra Beast, so it does like these weird things, just throwing its head around. That's its head. It can either explode its head, it can use its head for juggling, it does all kind of weird performance stuff. So are you being presented with a bomb? And Pikachu's like, oh crap, that's going to explode. Or is it just kind of greeting you in a very kind of strange way? But also it does have like the bow and stuff like that. So just kind of showing the different things. And then the massive range of the explosion. Look at that. And also I think these yellow things are Blacephalon's eyes, because we see emotion. So that's a happy Blacephalon. Look, you can see the little like in shape for its eyes. And then we have an angry Blacephalon and a nervous Blacephalon. So yeah, its eyes even like blow up with the explosion. So I mean, look at just that blank stare as it blows up its head for performance value. Also just twirling around its head, and it looks like its head is whistling. So it's, you know, its head is giving off the little whistle note as it's being moved around and stuff. So that's just crazy. But I think that this is a really cool page to kind of show off what Blacephalon is all about, then some of the other details about its design. So that's pretty neat right there. Going into the Dawn Wings Necrozma form, I don't really know what else you could do with Lunala, because I think that was what we saw in the first Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailer. Like, you get a lot more dynamicness with the Solgaleo. Like, when you just watch the trailer, you know, it looks like Lunala doesn't really do as much. I was also getting some weird Pyramid Head vibes off of that one, just kind of like turns its head slowly to the side, so can't really do much with the Lunala, and I think that shows. It's like it gets to flap its wings, and I guess we get the back design that kind of represents what's going on with Necrozma's tail, and just kind of simple stuff going on right there. Also showing the arms, so the arms can stretch down and move up, so it's kind of like having hands besides just the wings. I mean, even when we look at like Lunala's, the other things that Lunala can do, Moongeist Beam, it just pretty much like opens up its wings and then a ring blasts all the attacks. So it doesn't really do much. And then I guess that's happy Necrozma form right there. We have the Dusk Lycanroc. Dusk Lycanroc, pretty simple. I guess since we already have the Midday Lycanroc, a lot of the references are covered. Don't really need to detail the new Pokemon as too much. And also, it's Lycanroc. It's a wolf form. What else do we need to show? We got some of the angles right there. Side, from behind 3/4, and then just from above. Just kind of make sure the mane looks all good and kind of captures the Lycanroc. And then whenever it's angry, you get the red eyes going. So this doesn't look like the most insane reference, but I guess there were a lot of other points with just the overall design of Lycanroc that were covered overall. Stakataka. This was actually a very surprising one to me. So we already see, like, it changes colors, you know, when it's attacking or when it's disturbed, turns red. We also have how the bricks actually function. So when it comes to Blacephalon and Stakataka, like, how weird their designs are, actually has, like, a lot of interaction and stuff behind it. I mean, look at that. Stakataka can take down a tree. If we saw this as a part of, like, the original Stakataka reveal, maybe we would think that was more of an offensive Pokemon, because okay, you know, this is what we expected. This is what we got, you know, just a wall that does nothing but sit there. And could you imagine that? Like, you just kind of, like, rest up to a wall, like, oh, this is just, you know, an old brick fence or an old gate or something, and then boom, Stakataka ready to wreck you. And then the eyes have this interesting little movement as well, that they come out from behind, so they push back, and then they kind of keep an eye on you. So that's strange. And then it goes and tears down things. That's the inside of Stakataka. It's like, I really like this reference sheet, you know? It's kind of the things you could assume about Stakataka, but really just kind of puts it all together. And yeah, it can just be that. Just that. Just an innocent looking brick. And then it goes and mows you down. And then we have like a funny little stick man right there to kind of show the size of Stakataka. So whenever it's in that walking form, you know, the legs are about the size of a human, and then it gets even taller from there. So you really wouldn't be able to tell what's going on with it, and that's a breakdown. Poipole! Man, look at all that we have for Poipole. See, so it's a new Pokemon. Therefore, it's hard, like, we need a lot more references, we need a lot more animation. Also, I imagine that means it's going to play a greater role both in the story of the anime, as well as already the role that we got to see it play inside of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And then there's a lot going on with just overall, like, look at all this. We have the backside. Apparently, it likes to be playful. It has, like, a mythical Pokemon feel to it. It's definitely a smaller, more playful kind of Ultra Beast. It can even learn human speech, which is kind of freaky to think about. Eyes and mouth interior are illuminated, so it has glowing eyes and mouth. Very flexible tail, leg front, head top. So it's kind of showing all the angles, everything about it, the neck connection just into the rest of the body. It being worried, happy, playful, upside down, and then that's how it attacks. So also we have some mouth animation. Yeah, like, this is just cool. I think Poipole's a very interesting Pokemon from, like, a mythical kind of side of things. I don't think it's, like, one of the best, most coolest, or even most adorable looking Pokemon, but I think, like, much like with the Blacephalon, much like with the Stakataka, a lot of care was put into how these Pokemon are kind of represented, and it works out a lot. And then just poison, needle, head, attacking thing, very unsettling, but it gets the job done, so I guess there's that. And I believe that's it. You know, the Blacephalon was just kind of posted later, and that gave us all of the information that we needed to know about it. So I think that was pretty cool. So let's go and talk about what this has meant in the past. Because it all comes back to... this right here, guys. The rumor about the Alolan starter evolutions that went back to, like, May or something. So it popped up in May. People was like, okay, this is fake, immediately fake. You know, just because you throw down the confidential, it doesn't make it real. And then they kind of, like, fizzled out. It came back, it fizzled. And then it started to gain a lot more traction when it was tied in with other rumors that started being proven true with some other Pokemon reveals. So yeah, we've had, like, the history of, if we understand how the concept art works, then maybe we can look for signs of authenticity that might give us hints as to when an official Pokemon is going to be leaked or revealed through some kind of concept art. And that does give us an interesting breakdown, as well as the design process of Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And overall, I thought it was pretty awesome. Like, I remember when I saw these Pokemon, I was like, okay, not a big fan of Incineroar, just any, like, fighting type anthropomorphic Pokemon, not really a big fan of, but Primarina looked awesome. And then Decidueye, I was like, wait a second, if this is real, this is going to be the greatest starter Pokemon ever, besides Typhlosion, because, I mean, it builds a bow out of its wing and then just shoots feather arrows. That's amazing. So the overall concept came through pretty well. Also, for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and just, I guess, Pokemon 7th generation, stuff like this, we had the data files, National Pokedex picture book, and then the Essentials book, and that gave us a lot of, pretty much, like, all of the concept art for Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So this was amazing to see, and it has given us just a lot more breakdowns, a lot of cool stuff. So those images are also floating around. Those are actually purchasable, which I think is pretty neat. And then it even goes back to, like, Pokemon X and Y, when we had the Noivern. So again, showing, like, the anime spreadsheet for Noivern. That way, like, the animators know what the process is, how the Pokemon's built, designed, how the movement looks, how it's supposed to look from other angles, the eyes, and, like, pretty much expressions and all that general stuff. But this was also something that kind of snowballed into what was going on with the Chinese rumors for the Alolan starters, that we saw, okay, yeah, confidential, it turned out being real, you know, this is what official art looks like, and this is close. But then also that means if we have all of this official artwork, we have all of this concept art, we know how the concepting process goes, that means we do also have to be more aware of fakes at the same time. So I think it is kind of like a bittersweet thing, but it is kind of cool when we do have precedent for why this is important, and then also just overall pretty awesome designs in general, just really showing how these Pokemon are supposed to work outside of just the games, and also just their overall lore aspects in the Pokemon world. So I think that's pretty awesome, you know, it really brings together just being an awesome Pokemon fan with all this, and that's kind of it. So guys, enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day, thank you very much for watching.